I am going to talk about covering spaces, which are topological spaces. They cover another topological space, and I'll relate it to fundamental groups, properties of fundamental groups. So, typically, for covering spaces, we assume that our spaces are path connected. Can you? Is there a problem? Which one? This one?
Your voice is a little bit clear for the back side.
Sorry, yeah. Yesterday was okay. Today I don't know what. We get pressed. Okay. If you can't hear me, which is unlikely, let me know. Okay. So, so all our spaces are path connected. I'll just write this much, and locally path connected. So, what locally path connected means that you have a space, topological space X, which is locally path connected if for every point in it and a neighborhood of that point, you get that there is another neighborhood containing that point and containing that which is connected. Which is path connected, sorry. So, for example, I have discussed in class the example of, so what is not locally path connected is like if I take x equal to 0 x mod x less than or equal to 1 and 0 y. So, this is an interval on x axis union x sine 1 by x mod x not equal to 0. So, x not equal to 0 and 0 so let us say 0 less than x less than 1, that will do. So, this much. So, this space, what happens is that you have this interval on y axis and sine 1 by x, as x goes closer to 0, it has these infinitely many loops which keeps going up and down, not loops, but it just goes like this. Closer and closer, it converges. This set is a limit point of this. Now, this is connected, it is not path connected, but so I can't draw well, but let us try. So, you have this and then you have something like, okay, not here, but slightly higher. So, it will the value of sine varies between plus and minus 1, but what will happen is that these wriggle will keep going closer and closer, and if I take a small, every neighborhood of points, so if I take a point here and I take some neighborhood of that, then there will be these infinitely many path components here which are disjoint. So, this is not locally path connected, and if it is also not path connected, but I can join these two path components to make it so union C, which is your C here. So, this is path connected but not locally path connected. So, you need your space to be connected, sorry, path connected, locally path connected, which are of course connected and locally connected, right. So, these are our assumptions for every space that we will consider today, okay. And let me define. So, definition. So, let x tilde x and x tilde be two topological spaces which are, as per our assumption, let's say I call it PC and LPC, this is LPC, locally path connected. So PC and LPC, none of them imply the other, okay. So if I took this is not locally path connected, and you can also have two, for example, if I take one disk here and another disk here, this is not even connected, but it is locally path connected. So if I take two disks, their union, this is locally path connected because each of these are path connected. So okay, then you say that and let P is a map from x tilde to x, continuous, okay, with the following properties. So one is P surjective onto, and two is interesting. Every point in X has a what is called admissible neighborhood. For every X belongs to X, there exists an open set U which contains X, okay. So open set in X such that P inverse U is a disjoint union of, let's say, U alpha such that, so this is a disjoint union of U alpha, each U alpha is open, and if I restrict P to this U alpha, which will now go to from U alpha to U, is a homeomorphism. For each alpha. So try to understand the definition. So for every x in X, there is an open set U such that P inverse U is a disjoint union of open sets, each of which is homeomorphic to U under the map P. Oh yeah, sorry. So I should also say X is Hausdorff. Hausdorff is always assumed for all surfaces. So your X is Hausdorff. So T2 it's called. T2 is the same as Hausdorff. So and this should happen for every X, and this U of course depends on X, and this U is called an admissible neighborhood for X because it's not true for every neighborhood. For example, if you take whole space, so of course, so let's see an example. So example one is you can take x tilde to be X and P to be any home identity, or you can take x tilde to X any homeomorphism. So these are trivial examples. We are looking for something more than that. So if you take any homeomorphism from another space to X, then obviously it is satisfied because you can take any neighborhood and inverse it is. So these could be many, but one or two or n or infinitely many. For example, let's take a second example. So the second example is let's take real line R to S1 where R is, so this is my X and this is my X tilde, and the map P is, it has to be continuous of course, which is let's say R in R is mapped to e to the power 2 pi I R. Okay. So what happens? So here you have a circle and here you have a real line. Of course it goes in both directions. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3 and this is -1. So for any point, let's say here, if I take a small neighborhood, see this is 1, 0 on circle. So e to the power 2 pi I R, where R is an integer, it goes here, right? And so any small neighborhood inverse image will be around these integer points. Not only that, if I take any point anywhere, so let's say here, okay, then I don't know if I should draw another, and if I take a small neighborhood, I can, so if this point is falling, let's say here, here, so around that I will get small neighborhoods. So, okay, let's draw another one and then do. So let's take open set here, then so here let's say it's here, then you get this, not including the integer. So in fact, if I take any open set not containing one point, their inverse image will be disjoint and it will be disjoint union of open sets, each of which will be homomorphic. So, what is P inverse of an element? So here if you look, P inverse of X is, so for example, P inverse of 1, 0 is Z, and of any point, suppose you have e to the power 2 pi R, then it's going to be, in this case, it is going to be n plus R, where X is e to the power 2 pi I R, right? Yeah. So, and if you look abstractly here, P inverse of point X belongs to each of them, because each of them is homeomorphic, each U alpha is homeomorphic to the whole U. So, P inverse X is union, so let's say X tilde alpha, where X, so alpha, so which belongs to U alpha, and it's unique because U alpha is homeomorphic to U, so inverse image will get exactly one element in this, such that P X tilde alpha is U. Now, so any homeomorphism is a covering, and I gave you one example. Let's take another example. Somebody tall can come and put it. So, so do you know a set of lines in, let's say, R3? I'm not taking R2 for a particular reason, which I'll explain later. So you have set of lines in R3 which is actually a quotient space of R3 minus 0 where you identify all points, non-zero points on a line, or you can take S2 in R3 which is a unit sphere, and you can identify antipodal points because a line will cut S2 into exactly antipodal points. So, you can identify that it is a quotient space of S2 or R3 minus 0. So, let us say your S2 is a covering for either you call it P2, but I prefer to call it RP2. So, this is set of lines in R3 which is given by equivalence relation on R3 minus 0 or identifying two antipodal points, okay. And the way the quotient topology is, so this is any x will go to the line Lx or what do you call alpha x or Tx, right, and minus x will also of course go to Tx, this line passing through x, yeah. And now because of quotient topology, if I take open set in this space, what you get in R3 is inverse image in R3 minus 0 is two cones which intersect S2 in, so I can't draw it and also it's 3 dimension, but what you will get is that around this you get well, this is going on the other side, it is a disc on the, so you can see a cone in both direction extending and it will cut S2 in these two. So this is called a double cover because, so P inverse x is if P inverse x is finite and cardinality of P inverse x is n, then it's called, then this then x tilde is called an n-fold cover. Okay. So, so here this one is called double cover. So, S2 is two-fold cover or double cover because inverse image of each point is. Not just RP2, you can do same thing for S3, RP3, S4, RP4. So, no, yeah, so as RP3 would be set of lines in R4, okay, and S3 would be units, the boundary of the unit sphere in R4, okay, because yeah, that's how it is. And so those are also all covers. So an R is a cover of S1, right? You can also have what he talked about S1 cross S1, which is a boundary of a torus, or it's actually just called torus, two torus, okay, which looks like boundary of a donut, right, which he showed. And here you will get R2 as 2 S1 cross S1 is R1 R2 going to e to the power 2 pi I R1 e to the power 2 pi I R2. This is also a covering, and typically if you have a covering of x, x tilde is a covering of x and y tilde is a covering of y, you can easily show that x tilde cross y tilde is a covering of x cross y with the map P1 cross P2, if you have P1 and P2 two maps. So you can do that for finitely many elements. Now you can notice one thing, P inverse X is a subset of X tilde, but each element here is contained in disjoint open set U alpha. So if I restrict the topology of X tilde to this P inverse X, which is a set, it becomes a discrete set, because open set intersection this set, there is an open set U alpha whose intersection with this set gives you this X alpha. So X alpha in this is open, and so all the points are open singleton set, so it has a discrete topology. The other thing is, if you know manifold theory, then these two have the same dimension, because locally you have neighborhoods which are homeomorphic, so they have same dimensions as manifold. So manifold is a subset of Rn with some property, but I am not going to go into that. So now let us see. Okay. So the typically what people like to do is that you want to, so first of all, when does covering exist for spaces? I gave you some example, but how do you know that a covering exists for an abstract space X? So under some condition it would exist, we will see what conditions. Secondly, if I have a map from a space Y to X, can I find, so if I have a map, if I have a continuous map F from Y to X, where Y is another topological space, can I find the map, does there exist F tilde from, and suppose X has a covering, okay, then do I have this map Y to X tilde, because I won't, if this is continuous, this must be continuous, such that P composite F tilde is F. Does this happen? So because you know, for example, maps, it may be easier to study F tilde than I mean certain properties, if I want to study here, it may be easier than studying on S1. Or if I have a path like this, can I lift them to be a path here? So if I have a path is a function from I to X, which is a continuous map, so my Y will be I, and can I lift a path to a path? But there could be many paths. For example, if I start at this point 1 0 and I take this path, it has infinitely many possibility of lift. So suppose this is 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1. Then at each this inverse image of 1 0, I can have a path like this. So there are as many lifting, means if I take this and then take its image, I will get this path here, this much. So path will have infinitely many lifting, as many as the cover inverse image of P inverse of this, how many fold covering that is. But suppose if I fix one of the point in inverse image, here it looks unique. So is it a unique lifting when I fix one inverse image? Will the lifting of the path be unique? I should also give you a third example of covering, which is, so this is also example 3, and this is a fourth example, which is, so I can also have a covering from S1 to S1. One is of course identity map, other is inverse map, right? They are all homeomorphism, but you can have x going to x square is a covering. For example, it's a two-fold covering. So what happens is that if I take x going to x square, every element has two inverse image will have 2 points, and you can see that so if I take a neighborhood here, then it will have 2 inverse image square. So it will be so somewhere, so square means it's like and another one minus of that, the other side it will be going. So this is, if it is e to the power 2 pi r1 to e to the power 2 pi r2, then it's going to be e to the power minus 2 pi r1 by 2 and 2 pi r2 by 2, that will give you square, and then I can add 180 degrees and take on the other side plus pi, that will also give you that, because pi becomes so any x, suppose x is e to the power 2 pi I r, then suppose I call this map F2, then F2 inverse x is has r by 2, okay, plus so and this plus pi, so 2 pi, so this is pi I r and plus pi. That would, if I make 2, then 2 pi I, okay. So 2 pi I will become identity, and this will become 2 pi I r. So these two are the points, sorry, plus me. So this is a two-fold cover. I mean, it's, you can get, so it's a two-fold cover. For example, at 1 0, if I take this one, then there is one which is here, its inverse image for open neighborhood, and one which is here. These two will make square to go same neighborhood here, okay. And so it's true for every point, right, because it's a divisible group. And not just that, you can also have n-fold cover, which is Fn x going to x to the power n. All you have to do is, then it would have around roots of unity, the neighborhood small enough which will go there, okay. So now there I was. Before that, I want to give one theorem which is okay. So yeah, so this is, so I have called theorem 2, theorem 1 maybe somewhere, yeah, yes. So I forgot one theorem. Not only this covering map is like this onto surjective, but it's also an open map. What is an open map? Open map means image of every open set is open, and that happens because when you take open set, all you have to show is that its image is going to be open. Then you take a point in that image, then you take admissible neighborhood and you go back, and it will intersect the original open set in open neighborhood, and then you can go back forward because it's a homeomorphism. So you will get open. So I will not give a proof, but theorem 1 is that, so this x tilde p is called, okay, so I didn't even write that. So the pair X tilde P is a covering space for space of X. I didn't finish writing the definition. So if that happens, then so and P is called a covering map, and sometimes you say X tilde as a covering space. But the pair is important because here you see you have that S1 is a covering of S1, but for which map? So you will say S1 F2 is a covering of S1, which is twofold. S1 identity is a covering, S1 Fn is a covering. So that is why the map is important. The space may be same, map may be different, right? The covering space is S1 for S1, but map is different. So theorem 1, first of all, it says that if X tilde P is a covering space of X, then P is open. It's very easy to prove using this admissible neighborhood. Take open set U tilde in X tilde and show P U tilde is open. Okay, then P is open. So you have to use the homeomorphisms and stuff. Homeomorphisms are open, right? So you restrict and show that. And theorem 2 is okay. So now I want to show whether you can lift. So my interest is more about lifting paths. So so if Y is connected and locally connected, so Y is a space which is, of course, all my space are T2, but here I am assuming not necessarily path connected, but connected and locally connected. And if I have F from Y to X is continuous, and not F, let us say alpha and beta, two maps I will take. With such that Y to X tilde are continuous, such that, so I am taking directly first maps such that P composite alpha is P composite beta. So I have these maps whose images on X when I composite P are same. So for example, if I took these map Y equal to I and I took these ones here, okay, same length at each, then I get that their image is going to be same, right? So P composite alpha is equal, and 2 is if alpha Y0 is beta Y0 for some Y0 for at least one point, let us say, then so this will tell you that suppose I could lift a map. So what is this alpha and beta lifting of? They are lifting of P composite alpha map, which is same as P. So there are two lifting, but if they agree on at some point, then it is, they are same. This is what it says. So for example, I took these paths and if from I to this, and if they agreed, so they are, these images are disjoint, but if they agreed at some point, then they have to be unique. Okay. So this theorem is just using connectedness and local connectedness by showing like you take a space, subset such that take a set y. So I'll just tell you what to do. So take a set z equal to y such that alpha y is beta y. This is a non-empty subset because y0 belongs to z. Then you show it's open and closed. For open you use local connectedness, for close you use, and of course you have to use properties of P, which is the way the map is has admissible neighborhood. And once you have open and closed set in a connected set, it has to be whole, right? So now the theorem, so let me remove this part and here. So so there is one more theorem which is quite deep, and it tells you that not only homotopy, not only you can sort of lift a map, but you can lift the whole homotopy. And when homotopy is stationary, like we have these path homotopy which are stationary, then the lifting also remains stationary. So this theorem, which is theorem 3, which is called covering homotopy theorem. Covering homotopy theorem. And so let's so x tilde p and x are like before. I'm not going to write, okay. So let y be compact connected, locally connected space. So sometimes they'll use y to be a singleton, and sometimes they'll use y to be an interval I 0 1, which is compact connected, locally connected space, right? So and let you already have f from y to x tilde, just like that path, continuous, okay. And now, and there exists a homotopy f from y cross I to x, the usual homotopy, okay, which could be path homotopy or not, such that means if y may be I and this may be path homotopy, such that f, so this is a continuous map, so and this is a homotopy, such that this homotopy will be some, so y 0 is f y for every y belongs to y. So this is a homotopy between this map and the map which is the image of fy1. So suppose I say fy1 is G, then this is a homotopy between f and G, okay. Then there exists a homotopy. So this is homotopy for y to x, because, oh sorry, so I should put P composite f, right, because this is a map to x, f is not the, sorry, so this one is P composite f which has to go into x, right. So P composite f. There exists a homotopy G, so this is like a lifting of this homotopy G from y cross I to x tilde, so it's a continuous map such that G y 0, gy0 is f, P composite G is f, okay, and if f is stationary in some interval of t, then G is also, then so is G. What it means is, suppose I get that G by T1, f by T1 to f by T2 is same, then you will, for fixed y, then you will get G by T1 to G by T2 same. In particular, if you remember that I want to say something is homotopic to a constant map for paths, right? Then the top part is constant, right? So when I lift, there also top part will remain constant. This is what. Now there are some corollaries which I will mention, but I will not mention how to prove this theorem, or which takes couple of hours to prove, or well, depends on which class, but it's a long proof. So I am removing the definition. I hope you all remember. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3. So now corollary 1. So you have x tilde P is a covering space of X. I am not writing it, and okay, let's write P covering of X. And you choose a point x tilde. So they are path connected. So fundamental groups are isomorphic everywhere, which we know. X tilde x and P x tilde is x. Sorry. So choose one point which is an inverse image of x under P, and then you remember I gave a map which is P star from phi 1 x tilde to pi 1 x x, which was that if I take this closed path here alpha and its equivalence classes, and P star of this was, what was it? P, the equivalence class of P composite alpha. Right? This corollary says that P star is injective. We already know that P star is a group, group homomorphism, we already know. So this will give you a subgroup, but copy of pi 1 x tilde x tilde. It will be a copy containing this, okay. So this corollary says this. So let me quickly tell you what it is. Your y is I, okay, and once you can, so let's say, okay, so let's say you have a path alpha tilde, and if I put P star of that, so we already know it's a group homomorphism, so I have to show that if this is same as Ex, then this must be homotopic to Ex tilde, that's all, right? Means if you show kernel is identity, then kernel is identity of the group, then it's injective, right, for a homomorphism. So what does this mean? P composite alpha tilde is homotopic to Ex, so path homotopic to Ex. So you have f from I cross I to x continuous such that fx0 equal to P composite alpha tilde and fx1 equal to Ex. Now look at here. You have a G here, so the P composite G is F, GY0 is F, right? So which F is alpha tilde. Okay, put F equal to alpha tilde, then you get, let me remove this, and you get, and your Y is going to be the interval I, which is compact connected part. So I is 0, 1, right? Compact connected, locally connected, and you put F equal to alpha tilde, so which is a map from I to X tilde, right? And you have this F can be lifted to G such that P composite G is F, and we also said that G Y0 is alpha tilde Y, means Y belongs to I. So that's like your T. And we said that when F is constant, the top part is constant. No, this has these two sides also. So, but at least top part is constant, and then you have to just work on two side a little bit. Okay. So you get Fx 1 is constant. So you also get Gx1 is constant. It's 1 point, but why is it X tilde 0? That's because the end point of alpha tildes are X tilde, and then you have to work little bit to show that everything becomes X tilde and then the top is X tilde by continuous T. So because you are going, it's all connected, right? So this is X tilde and then upper it is constant, you will not get anything beyond on the side or on the top. Okay, so you'll get this. So it needs little more work, but I have not. So it tells you now, what does it mean? G gives you homotopy between alpha tilde and Ex tilde. So this tells you that alpha tilde is path homotopy to Ex tilde. So P star is injected for any covering. Okay. Oh God. So corollary 2 is that if, so let's not write X tilde P covering of X. So let alpha be a path in X, means it's a continuous map from I to X such that alpha 0 is X0, some point, I am just writing that, and then you choose X tilde 0 belongs to X tilde, so that P X tilde 0 is X0. Then there exists a unique path alpha tilde in X such that alpha tilde 0 is X. So given any inverse image of a point and I have a path, I can lift a path and uniquely at that point. I cannot have two paths starting at one inverse image, that's what. So like if you have two spaces, so like this is X, this is X tilde, and I have one and I have, so let's say these are the inverse images of this point, okay, these are inverse images, this map P. Then if I have a path alpha, it need not be closed path, okay, then I'll have a path like at each I will have some unique path, okay, where, yes, thank you. I have some vigilant students. Good. So, but you notice one thing. So, these are all the points going to x0. Now, if I take a path here from one inverse image to another, the image will be a closed path, right? So, if this I call it, let us say beta tilde, then the beta will be a closed path, right, at x0, because two endpoints image goes, right. So, not only loops go to loops here, but these with which are not closed path also go there. And so, if loops go to loops, then it is just going to give you the image of P. So, if I take a loop in x tilde, means a closed path at a point x0 tilde, and image is loop, but that is image under P star, and P star is injective. So, all those loops will go to H, some subgroup P star of which I call H, let us say. But if I take these paths, different paths, not just this, they all also go to loops, okay. And different, so if I take different endpoints, if their images are not homotopic, because they are closed path here, but if they were homotopic here, I can lift the homotopy, then the endpoints have to be same, which is not true, right. So, I have so many representative from one point in the inverse image to the top, second point in inverse image, third point, fourth point, all those will go to different classes, okay. So, basically you get, but H, the P star is injective. So, you know those, so the P star, so actually basically there is a correspondence between the cosets of H and these inverse images. So, if H is image of P star of the fundamental group, then there is a correspondence between P inverse x0 and the quotient, and in fact it is unique. So, they are isomorphic as sets, okay. There is a 1-1 onto map. So, where is okay, let me see if I have any other corollary before, and then I will put that theorem. And oh, sorry, I might have to take little more time because I have still not done universal covering. So, I am very slow today, it looks like, okay. Yes. So, there is a natural, this is corollary 3. So, see the image is a subgroup, right. So, you have a quotient map, you will take right quotient. So, there exists a 1-to-1 correspondence between as sets, okay, between P inverse x and pi 1 x x coefficient with P star by 1 x tilde x tilde. So, x tilde is just P x tilde is x. So, this is a group H, and you can put H times coset alpha, and then you just take alpha tilde 1. Those are the points which you will end up in the inverse image, okay. So, I am not, it is not very difficult, you can see, I know I am going fast, but okay. So, let me talk about simply connected. So, the covering is called simply connected if its fundamental group is trivial. Okay, for example, one thing about corollary 3, let me tell you, I removed it. For a circle, if I take 1 0 and I take its inverse image, for inverse image is Z, right, and fundamental group of circle is Z, but fundamental group of R is trivial, we saw yesterday, right. So, image of R is going to be identity, right. Then you know, you at least know topologic, I mean as a set it is a countable set. Of course, groups have covering as groups and you can do that, it's a subgroup and so on. But so for fundamental subgroup of S1 is isomorphic as a set to Z, okay, because that's the inverse image, that's what this tells. Because R has fundamental group trivial, P star is inject anyway, so identity goes to identity, and then so pi 1 XX is as set isomorphic to P inverse X. Now, space okay, I will not do more examples, let's sorry. So, a covering space, so a space is called simply connected if its fundamental group is trivial, but our definitions always have connected locally, path connected locally. So, a covering space is said to be universal so covering space X tilde P of X is said to be universal covering if its fundamental group is trivial. Okay. For example, R is a universal covering of S1, R cross R is R2 is a universal covering of S1 cross S1 torus, right, and for all, so we haven't shown that S2 is simply connected. Well, it has a hole but not a visible hole. I mean, so S2, like you can't go in and out like a loop or something. Anyway, so if you are on the surface, you can locally see that at least any loop you take, you can, but okay, there is a way of using stereographic covering and showing it that it is simply connected. So, these are all universal coverings of the respective spaces, okay. Now, I have one, so what happens is that you know that any covering will go to a subgroup, right, image P star of pi 1 X tilde is a subgroup. Conversely, if I have given a subgroup, can I find a covering whose fundamental group will be isomorphic to that subgroup? So, if I am given a subgroup H, can I find a covering of X whose fundamental group will be isomorphic under P star to that H? So, given any subgroup, can I do that? And suppose I have two subgroups H1 and H2, can I find X1 tilde and X2 tilde such that I have also a map from X1 tilde to X2 tilde? Its images are going to be H1 and H2, but if H1 subset H2, I have another covering map there. So, under some mild condition you can do that. For every subgroup of fundamental group, you can find a covering space whose fundamental group is isomorphic to that subgroup. So, in particular for such spaces there are lots of covering, not only that, there is always a universal cover for those. So, what are the conditions under which, because identity is a subgroup, right, and I am saying for every subgroup there is a corresponding covering and P star is injective. So, for identity it will be a covering whose fundamental group is trivial. So what are the conditions? So it's called a space is locally simply connected, then you can do. So what is locally simply connected? If for every x belongs, its space x is locally, if x belongs to x, there exists a neighborhood u of x such that if I take any closed path at x in u, so suppose if alpha is for any alpha from I to u such that alpha, so u subset x, right? So alpha, so this is a loop inside u, 0 is x equal to alpha 1 is continuous, then alpha is ex not just in u but more general in x, in the sense your homotopy can go out of x u to make this happen. The homotopy need not go into u, it can go out and come back, that's okay. So you have a homotopy between alpha and ex, means f from I cross I to x such that one part will go to alpha, other will go to constant, the ones, and then sides will also go to x. In such case that happens, that this space you can, given a subgroup of a fundamental group, you can construct covering space which is connected, path connected, housed, whatever, locally connected, locally path connected, everything, and its fundamental group will be isomorphic to that subgroup. And now not only that, if you have two coverings in this case, where whose image, like say x tilde, x1 tilde and x2 tilde, and you have covering p1 and p2, and they all go to, they both go to same edge, then they are homeomorphic. And now you can, I said if h1 is subset h2, you can find a x1 tilde covering to x2 tilde, and niche you have h. So for identity, whichever universal cover you get, it will cover all the other covers. That is why it's called universal cover. So cover for identity is homeomorphic to any other universal cover. So it's unique up to homeomorphism, and it will cover all the other covers of x. That's why it's called universal cover. And I'll just do quickly one example to just give you an idea what. So for example, S1. Let's say you know fundamental group of S1 is there. By the way, so if you have a group, topological group which is path connected and locally path connected, and of course locally simply, all its coverings, at least, okay, so its universal cover when it exists must be a group, and P is a homomorphism. P itself is a homomorphism. You can find one universal cover such that and then all you, because it's a universal cover, it's homeomorphic. So then the identity of that group, the inverse image is a kernel, so it's a subgroup, and that is that is same isomorphic to fundamental group. So let's take just S1. So you have R. So fundamental group of S1, let's say 1, 0, whatever, doesn't matter which point, right, is Z, right. Now what are the subgroups of Z? One is identity, other is NZ, N belongs to N, right. So, and S1 is connected, path connected, locally path connected, and locally simply connected, because you have these intervals which are fundamental group trivial, right, open set around any point, small interval, that is contractible fundamental group. So it's also there are for every there are. So Z is a subgroup of Z. You have S1 to S1 identity map, right? Identity is a subgroup of Z. So you have R covering which is going to S. So R to S1 is the covering which refers to identity. Now for NZ, what do you think will be? If you have NZ a subgroup, right? Well, NZ is homeomorphic too, but the image it should be covering whose image comes to NZ. So you have to find a covering X tilde of S1 such that P star and P such that P star is going to be NZ. Okay. Any ideas? Any guess? Huh? Yes. So you say S1 to S1 and you have this will take you to NZ for every n. I mean, so one is identity which is giving you Z. So this is just one example. Okay, so I will stop here because we've already taken, I started 5 minutes late, but so if you have a simply connected space already with and some, the fundamental group, because P star is injective, right? If it has a cover, then it has to be again simply connected and you can show that they are homeomorphic. So cover of R will only be something homeomorphic to R, nothing else. Okay. Yeah, I think I will stop here, and it's just a gist of covering space. Again, you can see Singer and Thorpe if you want. I'm sure most of you either know or you will learn in future. So thank you very much. Any questions? Is there anything in YouTube also? No? Okay, good. Huh.
The G there is it unique or
Huh?
can be more than one?
What?
In the covering.
G. See, inside homotopic you can always vary slightly, right? It's not going to change. So, because you can contract some part, expand some part, it doesn't change, right? No, but its image is F, that's what you're saying, no? Yeah, in some sense it would be unique because, well, it depends, I have to see. Yeah, I think you can pack up now. So I'll thank you very much. I will think about his question and answer. Okay.